All right, at the end of our last video, we just finished example 5, so let's do example 6 of rational equations. Now, in this one, it'll benefit us first to factor everything. We've got 3 different rational expressions in this equation. Each one is going to be a little bit different, so it'll help us out to factor everything first. This first one, v plus 8 on bottom, is already one factor. On the top, though, we can factor out a 2, so it's 2 times v minus 5. On this one, again, those are both already single factors. V plus 3 is 1, and v is its own thing. On this one, v squared plus 2v minus 35, we'll use the AC method to find that that's v minus 5 times v plus 7. On the bottom in the denominator, we can take a v out of each of those, and we'd have v and v plus 8. Notice, v happens in each case, and v plus 8 happens. So really, there's only 2 factors here. When we're finding our least common denominator, it's going to be just v plus 8 and v. So our least common denominator is v squared plus 8v. This one over here is already that. So we don't have to do anything to change this term at all. Our third term stays as what it was, but we do still have to multiply it by our LCD, this v plus 8 times v. But in the end, those will just cancel out. We're going to cancel out all of our factors there because our denominator was the LCD. Makes it nice and easy. For our other 2 terms, though, it's going to look a little bit different. Because we already have this in factored form, it'll make it nice and easy when we multiply our factors that are already there by the LCD, v and v plus 8. Now, we can cancel out the v plus 8 in both cases, top and bottom. So we only have 3 factors, 2, v minus 5, and v, that will finish off this term. Looking at our second one over here, we have v plus 3 times our LCD of v plus 8 times v, and it's all over v. We can cancel out v with v. So this whole rational expression then becomes this v plus 3 times v plus 8. So let's take this one piece at a time. This expression over here, 2 times v minus 5 times v, becomes 2v squared minus 10v. The 2v minus 10 was right here. We needed to multiply this whole thing by v, because that was the only thing left here. And now it became 2v squared minus 10v. We're subtracting all of this then. V plus 3 times v plus 8. V times v makes v squared. V times 8 is 8v. 3 times v is 3v. Those will combine to 11v. And 3 times 8 makes 24. Remember, though, we're subtracting all of this. This is all going to be set equal to v minus 5 times v plus 7, which remember is just going to be this numerator from before anyway. So v squared plus 2v minus 35. Now we need to distribute this negative, or the minus. That's going to make everything look like this. 2v squared plus, or minus 10v minus v squared minus 11v minus 24 equals v squared plus 2v minus 35. Combine like terms. 2v squared minus a v squared, negative 10v minus 11v. Those will all combine then, and we'll have just 1v squared, or v squared, minus 21v minus 24 equals v squared plus 2v minus 35. If we subtract v squared from both sides, get rid of that, Now we just have negative 21v minus 24 equals positive 2v minus 35. At this point, we're going to add, I'll write it in here as we do it, add 21v and add 21v. Those will cancel out, so this side is just negative 24. 2v plus 21v is 23v and minus 35. We're going to add 35 to both sides to get rid of it. Add 35 there, add 35 there. Now our equation says 11 equals 23v. And to get v alone then, we need to divide by 23 on both sides. So we'll have v equals 11/23. Now again, we always need to double check, make sure that's not an extraneous solution. Looking at the top, on this one, v cannot be -8. On this one, v cannot be 0. On this one, let's use the factored form. V can't be 0, v can't be -8. So we just can't have a v that is -8 or 0. This is neither of those, so this will be our end solution. And our last one, example 7. We've got 1 minus 3 over b squared plus 6v minus 16 equals b plus 5 over b minus 2. Let's factor everything first. That's going to change it. This whole number becomes 1 over 1. This rational expression, 3, is its own factor, stays there. Do the AC method for this piece, and we get b minus 2 and b plus 8. b plus 5 is its own factor, and b minus 2 is its own factor. As we look at these, our denominators, our factors are 1, b minus 2, that happens twice, and b plus 8. So really, we just have b minus 2 and b plus 8 as our LCD, which again is that b squared plus 6b minus 16. By the way, if you haven't changed this, change this v here to a b. It should be b, not v. So, at this point, we know that we need to multiply these two factors, this LCD of b minus 2 and b plus 8, to each piece individually. This one will become 1 times b minus 2, b plus 8. This one will become 3 times b minus 2, b plus 8. And this one will become b plus 5 times b minus 2, b plus 8. Before we do anything else, let's start canceling things out. 1 and 1, b minus 2, b minus 2, b plus 8, b plus 8, b minus 2, b minus 2. So, looking at our first rational expression, we just have these two, b minus 2 and b plus 8. So that's going to leave us with b squared plus 6b minus 16. Our second rational expression here, we have a minus in front of it, but we just have 3 alone. So we just have minus 3. That whole thing is going to be set equal to b plus 5 times b plus 8. b times b makes b squared. b times 8 makes 8b. 5 times b makes 5b. So 5b and 8b makes 13b. And then 5 times 8 makes 40. So this is going to be our equation at this time. We can start first by taking away the b squareds, and also negative 16 minus 3 becomes negative 19. At this point, let's subtract 6b from both sides. When we do that, we will now have negative 19 equals 7b plus 40. Now we'll take away 40 from both sides. Negative 19, take away 40, becomes negative 59 equals 7b. And to get b alone, we divide both sides by 7. So we'd get b equals negative 59 over 7. If you don't like it as an improper fraction like that, we'd say 7 goes into 59 8 times and leaves 3 left over. So it would be negative 8 3/7 equals b. Either one of these work. They both mean the same thing. We need to check and make sure that this is not an extraneous solution. So looking back at our factored forms, this one doesn't affect b. b cannot be positive 2, b cannot be negative 8, and b cannot be positive 2. This is neither positive 2 nor negative 8. It's a little bit less than negative 8. So this is going to be an okay solution. Negative 8 3/7 equals b. And that'll wrap it up for 9.5.